Doom 1490. Man, what a game. I was invited to Chris Berg's backyard. This is me and the boys right here. And we played 3 games of Doom on his lovely tables. This is Flo right here. I played against him. Chris, what do you do?
Currently I'm unemployed, which is fucking horrible.
Samesies.
Yeah, it fucking sucks, right?
It does. Although it does allow me to do things like this in a weekday. So, you know. Look at these guys. They're all painted by Flo. They're so good. I love all of these. They're very like artsy color schemes. This guy, or this gal I should say, she's walking down a ladder. I think this is an all-female warband he did. They're so artistic. I love these colors. This is the Mad Mule. This is one of the weird extra rules for this game. And this is a little outhouse that he painted up. Really nice. And this guy all mutated and red and with a crazy freehand banner. And here we have a warband by Nager, who was playing with us using one of the B minis by Wolpertinger. This is my guy, a big ogre I brought from Cursed City. And Chris had these old ogres that he wanted to show me. And I think it's lovely to see how like these old hammer sculpts inspire the newer stuff they make. Really, really cool ogres. Flo had all of these dice and a bunch of cool markers and minis and stickers. That's what I love. Yeah, but let's get to gaming. Luckily, Doom is pretty easy to understand. Alright, turn 1. The game starts by every player setting up their Doom company, and I chose these 3 minis to represent my guys. And Flo had a Beekeeper, an Executioner, and a Doom Hunter. I don't think he had played any of these before, so we had quick references that he had printed out for us. And this gave me a chance to use my new hand-customized dice for the first time, which was really fun. We rolled for initiative to see who would do the setup first, and I immediately rolled a 6, which, what can I say, I'm just good like that. And Flo had a 3, so I started, and we placed some tokens. These are like little piles of treasure that you can root through, and we started placing minis on the board. The Doom Hunter started, immediately tried to climb this tower with the grappling hook. And I was like, wait, you can just do that? And he was like, yep, it's 6 inches, I can just go up there with my grappling hook. And how it works is you need to roll like a skill check with the mini. And so I think he needed like a 4 up to get onto that little tower bit. But he rolled a 2. So alas, he stayed there. And I started going up this little hill with my battle priest and my knight. And this is where we're trying to go, the outhouse on the top of the cake castle. The Beekeeper came from the other side of the board and was trying to get up this little wooden platform. And Flo was explaining to me how this works because the Beekeeper is actually carrying his own ladder, but because there was already a ladder there, he didn't need to use that one. I placed my brute on this side of the table and started moving up with my whole warband. I figured, let's all stay together because my knight and my warrior priest can kind of like help each other out. Yeah, and simultaneously on the other side, Chris and Naga were playing their game. The Executioner moved up to this little ledge, and now we're on to turn 2 already. So in turn 2, the Executioner was trying to get to me, but couldn't quite make it, so decided to go up this ramp instead. And just kind of like used his movement actions and his dash to get around the cake and try to join his other buddies. I rolled a skill check to see if I could use my grappling hook, and I failed. So here's where we made a mistake. I ended up climbing up onto this ledge, which would have needed a skill check, but whatever. We just made some mistakes. Phil placed his Beekeeper ladder that he was carrying, and I charged in with my brute, hoping to cut off the Doom Hunter before he could climb up that tower. But that didn't work. The Doom Hunter immediately climbed up the tower, rolled a skill check that he needed, and was up there, which was really annoying because it was a really good vantage point to shoot my warrior priest, who was now also joined by my knight. Turn 3. In turn 3, I won initiative again, which let me go first, but then I failed my skill check to open this little treasure chest, and Flo moved his guy towards his treasure chest and tried to shoot me with his Doom Hunter, which didn't work. I moved my brute to this tower, and I was gonna climb up this grappling hook, but Flo just retracted it, so that was useless, and my knight tried to climb up here and didn't make it. By this time we had learned the actual climbing rules. And Flo just moved his executioner towards there. And we've got turn 4. So yeah, we're already halfway into the game. It's 7 rounds and we haven't had a single hit point lost on either side. And here Flo is using his special Doom Hunter ability to try to shoot me, which didn't quite work. And also I used a special ability that my warrior priest had to deflect, and then I shot my own grappling hook up here, which I finally managed to do, to try to get away from that guy who was still up there annoying me. So the beekeeper ended up opening up his treasure chest, which ended up being food, which gave him like an extra activation and also 1 victory point. My brute now also climbing up with the grappling hook, and we're on to turn 5, which is when things finally started to get a little bit dicey because we're now close to each other. So I tried to push the beekeeper with my knight, which didn't work, and then the beekeeper just immediately fucked off this ladder and left me down there, which gave him a huge advantage because being upstairs gives you a lot of points. My warrior priest finally joining the rest, and now we've got my whole Doom company on this layer of the cake and 1 lonely beekeeper up by the outhouse. So turn 6 is where we start attacking. My brute is gonna go in and do his once per game big charge move, rolling 2 dice and rolling really badly. But still, I ended up getting this guy down to 2 hit points. But now he knocked me down in response, so I had to roll. I didn't take too much damage, luckily, but it did mean that my big guy had to go down 1 whole layer. Or all of them.
He points, of course, more than points. The whole distance from the board. Okay, he falls down here.
Poor guy. Well, but he's a big fella, he can tank it. So I did have to roll to see how much damage I would take. You roll a d6 and add 1, which was 2 in my case, so that's 0 damage, that's fine. And in response, of course, I wanted to knock his guy down as well. So now they're both 1 layer down, battling it out in the trenches. And I moved my knight up here to try to steal the glory from this beekeeper and try to push him down. And then turn 7, this is the last turn of the game. So the first thing I did was push this guy down, because in Doom 1490, the person who has a model standing the highest on the board gets 2 whole victory points at the end of the game. I rolled really badly for this guy who was knocked down once more, pushed back, and then this guy just fled like a coward. The beekeeper ended up moving up with my guy, and that was the end of the game because there were no more activations left. So we would have gotten 2 points each, but because we're both on top, we get 0 points each. And Flo had 1 little resource cache that he opened up, which gave him 1 victory point. So nobody died, and there was only 1 point made in the whole game. But Flo won, and it was really fun. So I recommend this game. It's very swingy, it's very strange, but it was super easy to pick up and just pick some minis from my collection and go to town with them. You know, all the rules, they're on quick reference sheets and they're available for free online, I think. So as like a beer and pretzels game, this was perfect. We were just mostly hanging out, to be honest, and having a lot of distracted conversations while gaming. The other guys did end up playing another game after ours, where I played the Mad Mule, trying to kind of like attack everyone from every team, which was really fun. So there's lots of like little modes like that where you can kind of just hang out with your friends and play a little game, and it was perfect for this. I am joining Doom 1490 little tournament here in, I think, November, where we're gonna have like a friendly little tournament in a local game store. And because I had never played the game before this, it was good to get like 1 practice round in at least, but I do not feel very prepared because this did not go well for me. So yeah, maybe I'll have to get some more practice rounds in. But yeah, from this experience, I would definitely recommend you play this game, get your mates, get some beers, and just have a good time on like a weird medieval cake.
Come here, big boy.